the weekend. Drop the top and then we out. We do this every season. Sunshade on a sunny day. Doing 80 and we switching lanes. Just keep it cool and chillin' with the bae. Don't call my phone, I hear what you say. Oh, what you say. We ain't gotta keep this on the low. Don't do it fast, we can take it slow. Show you things that you ain't seen before. Before you go, you ought to know. I won't be catching
Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Trix. Today we're going to be doing some Akka HTTP Quickstart for Java. Sorry about the long-ish intro this morning. Evening. I was just setting everything up and my internet was being a little bit slow. I say internet, but it's probably just my laptop being a bit slow. But yeah, we'll move. Anyway, I just ate, so talking might be like a bit sus on top of me coughing, but we'll try to get through it. Anyway, Akka HTTP offers a ugh. Oh no, it's worse. Akka HTTP offers a general toolkit for providing and consuming HTTP-based services. The Akka HTTP modules implement a full server and client-side HTTP stack on top of Akka Actor and Akka Stream. Typical application does not sit on top of Akka HTTP. Instead, Akka HTTP makes it easier to build integration layers based on HTTP and therefore stays on the sidelines. This allows you to base your app on what makes sense and use Akka HTTP or HTTP integration. Akka HTTP is not a framework, not because we don't like frameworks, but to provide maximum flexibility. For example, you might use the Play framework to implement browser-based interactions, or Lagom framework for creating microservices. Both of them are also based on Akka. What's Lagom framework? Oh, is that my plugin being weird? Hang on. Yeah, it is. Interesting. Okay, so they provide extra abstractions for people who just want to get things done, and then they probably have like overloaded methods or constructors so that you can use things a bit more, so you can tune things a bit more, which is what I'm guessing. just need to wait for that to download. Oh, god damn it. I typed in sudo by accident. There we go. Just need to wait a minute. Damn. Okay, let's try. Nah. Ugh. Well, it won't run. I'm guessing that's because I'm on the later version than the Java version there once, which is alright. The tutorial will still be decent. It's just I won't be able to run anything. That's fine. I'm hoping the DSL isn't like how it is in Scala, because like Scala DSL is like you can have some funky stuff to do something, like doing a calculation or something, and it looks insane, and then you go to someone and like I remember I remember talking to a senior dev about it, and they were like, oh, if you use Scala you'll see like random pieces of code that might just do like something insane in only one line, and it's like, cool, it looks cool, but explaining that to someone is going to be very difficult. I'm hoping the DSL doesn't look insane. Okay. If the DSL actually uses get, post, and delete, or something similar, like maybe, what's it called? Maybe maybe an annotation or something to dictate the endpoint to use, then it won't be that bad. That's just making like an API. So instead of needing a browser to make the HTTP request, you can just call an endpoint that does something. It's just an API without any authentication. That's alright. Actually, did they add any headers? They add the content type so you can JSON object back, but besides that, nothing really. That's interesting. So if you just need to make one request. So what I'm thinking of is if you just want to make like one request and you can like batch a request so that if all of the data that you want to retrieve is just on one endpoint, that's pretty cool. So you don't have to instantiate an actor when you want to just query one. But if you want to do like processing on that data and then call multiple endpoints afterwards, you would need an actor to handle the parsing, I'm guessing. I'm guessing it might be like piping logic, right? So if you're querying the endpoint with and you want to like process that data on the server running the actor would just check for each type of query you're doing and execute them one after the other. So you don't have to specify all of the endpoints you want to query. You'll just have like one endpoint, and then the actor will handle all of the things that you want to do, processing all in the background, I'm guessing. I want to say looking at this, I might be right. The only reason I think that is because of this receive command and then the behavior ones. Because I'm guessing command could just be a chain inside the API inside of the API endpoint that you've queried. So you could probably like chain them. So not like maybe like not a post and then you're like doing a get or something like that. But if you're querying if you're doing the same type of method like a get or something, you could do like get this user on this subset of users maybe. So you could like chain it, or you could do, it'd be better if I said get on these users this specific user, so you could like filter it down. Oh, their completion stage, I'm guessing, is just a completable future. Actually, I'll see if that works. I would like to not have to boot up IntelliJ every time I'm looking at a Java file. Don't know. Fuck. It would have been nice to see if that's actually a completable feature, but I'm guessing it is, as it has like a when complete. Because on normal completable features, you can query if the if it is done or is completed and stuff like that. So I'm guessing it's just the same thing. Or that could be a when, not a when, not a when, no, what's it called? Oh, what's the method? There's supply async, there's get async, there's when. There isn't a when done, there's a when apply, then apply, there we go. It could be like a then apply, or then accept. One of the two, I don't remember which one occurs after it's finished. It's one of those two. But it could be like that, where once that completable feature is done, I'm going to say completable feature instead of completion stage because I'm assuming they are the same. So when that completable feature is done, it will then do something, which is why I'm guessing it's not working, because I think, has completion stage been phased out for completable feature? Or is completable feature just a nutty thing? Oh, okay. So that's kind of right, kind of wrong. They are basically the same. It's not being phased out. It's just they're basically the same. Just one's an interface and one's the underlying class. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Nice, Jackson. Jackson is an insane library. I do recommend people use it. It handles JSON deserialization and serialization very nicely. And you can use like JSON annotations, well, annotations in Java to like map JSON fields to an object. So like when you load in a JSON object, you can map it directly. It's amazing. It's just like the only thing is like if you've got the class, if you've made the class, making the actual class is easy, but making sure that your JSON object that you're passing through is formatted correctly is very annoying, and that's not on Jackson. It's just that JSON is a weird language. Yep, JSON creator, JSON property. You technically don't even. Oh, this is before records. I was about to say, oh, you could do this in a record, like because in a record you don't need to have this and then a constructor with the setters. You could just specify the object as a record with each field as a JSON property with the actual like type and name next to it. So it'd be like JSON property name would just be public record user, and then in brackets it would be at JSON property string name at JSON property string int age, like what it's got here. But you technically don't even need these. This is just saying these are for if your JSON object names the parameters differently. If they're named the same and in the same order as they are in the JSON, you don't need those. It's just that if you were to move them about or something, or name them a little bit differently, you could specify the name that would be in the JSON. It just makes it that this is. It depends on what you think is more brittle. The fact that if you change the name of the object in JSON, you would have to also change the name here, or if you think moving the object in the JSON, you would have to make sure that all of the parameters line up. But most of the time, if you're editing the JSON object, you're going to have to edit the record either way. So I would say this isn't even necessary. You could just like remove this and just say add JSON property and it would work fine. Or what's the way that we do it? I think it just is just add JSON property. And I don't even think we use add JSON creator. You just say add JSON property and it will just map it fine. I might be wrong on the add JSON bit, but you definitely don't need this this mapping here if it's all in the same order. If you don't have access to records, I do recommend like checking out using records. It makes life a lot easier being able to use them and being able to map objects without needing the whole getters and setters for everything, because a record just has it built in. It's very nice. I don't know how other languages actually handle records. Do records exist in the languages? You can give it methods though. Yeah, they are very similar to structs actually. I was gonna argue no, they're not similar to structs, but thinking about it, they are very similar to structs. You can make like a square struct or something. Oh wait, hang on. Because you could do the same thing on the class, but you can't push. In C, you can't give a struct methods, and in Java, I'm guessing you can't really give a record a method. You can make it. I've done that though. But it was a static. They work. A record works kind of like a struct, but I thought. Because most of the time when you have a record, you don't actually. Oh wait, when I was doing Jackson, did I even use records? I'm doubting myself now. I don't even remember if I was using records for Jackson. I might have been using a class actually. I was probably using a class because I don't even think you can. No, hang on. That's my internet slowly dying. Okay, let's just Beldung, because Beldung is like OP when it comes to Java. Yeah, that's just a normal class. Yeah, that's a record. Yeah, record can have methods. I wasn't. Ooh, it does not handle state. I was gonna say it doesn't handle state, and that's not the right word. It doesn't handle migration. So, could you connect Akka to a database? Yes, you can. Nice. Of course it can. I was doing the clustering bit a while ago. Why did I forget? Hmm. I'll say what I'm gonna say afterwards because this isn't a comment on the documentation. I think the documentation on this is pretty good actually. It's on something else. They could have just used a mock server here, but fair enough. Oh wait, Oh, they could. Yeah, they made the HTTP request, but they didn't need to do this run. And this. You know what? I'll let that pass. Let me just check what the IntelliJ is. Then, after I've seen it, it's fine. Oh, okay, fair enough. Okay. That's it for the Akka HTTP Quickstart. I think it's pretty good for what it is. Coming from like not knowing Akka, I think it's pretty good. I still would have preferred if they went in more in depth on certain things. But I can at least feel like I can hack on this now. I recommend this to other people, just checking out this tutorial specifically. Maybe start with the Akka quick start one and then go to this one. Just because you'll have a better idea. Oh wait, no, you should probably go with the quick start, then the actors one, then this one. But, or doing it in the order I done it is fine, because I feel like I understand it. Okay. What I liked about it, I think it's pretty in depth. I think it covers quite a few things considering it's mainly just about HTTP. I still don't like that I didn't cover some of the networking stuff. It covers like the doing requests, receiving requests, and stuff like that. Fair enough. I still have some unanswered questions about how it could handle, like when it was talking about actors. I probably just need to re-review the actors bit, but it would have been interesting for it to explain why it doesn't need an actor when you're doing just one request. And I think it might just be what I was saying, where it could identify from the request that you're making what endpoints you're trying to hit and like try to filter on each command that you're querying through that request, and then send the data back to you after handling the process, after processing it through the actor. But I feel like I might be wrong in that, and just some clarification on that in this tutorial would have been nice. Well, for context, I'm just doing like a who, what, when, where, how, why in my head for like, oh yeah, answering questions about this. What else was I gonna say? Oh, only thing is, which is like, this isn't a knock on the tutorial or anything like that. It's just I think you could just do it in a different way compared to how they have it structured here. Is instead of using this approot.run, I'm not sure what the approot.run is actually. Test is a test route, and this test route is from it's their test kit thing. Again, I feel like I've talked about this before. Instead of this custom test tooling, they could just use normal JUnit and Mockito for their custom server implementation, because they could just say when this request is made, you expect this to happen, and then instead of using this test route, which I'm guessing is just like built on top of Mockito, and this JUnit, which is just built on top of JUnit, they could just do it that way. What else? Yeah, because if they use like a Mockito server, they could specify that on a request what they want to be returned for each one. So they could just have like on a post method, return this, return this, return this, with like different conditions for each one. And then after that, they could just like analyze the byte response instead of asserting it immediately, because it's like there's no, most of the time, well, what I was taught when I was working was when you write a test, have an arrange, act, and then assert, right? So arrange is you making up what you want to happen when you're running the test, right? So hang on, let me rephrase that. Let's start from bottom to top. Assert is the thing that you're verifying, right? The thing that you want to make sure is happening from your test, so the output of your test that you want to either pass or fail, right? The act is the thing you want to run, the thing that you want to execute and verify on. So in most cases, you would say that this is the thing that you are testing, right? And then the arrange is setting it all up so that you are able to then test it. So most of the time you would have like maybe your Mockito returns or something in your range, then your act is just running the thing, and then your assert is verifying everything with JUnit, right? Or like Mockito verifications. Having it like this doesn't really tell you what's happening, right? Yes, you can see it's making a HTTP request, and then you're setting the status code, media type, and entity, right? But I'm pretty sure when you analyze the stack trace, it might just tell you that it failed on the first line, right? So it failed on this line instead of telling you which actual line it failed on. And if you at least like used a Mockito test server or something and analyze the byte response back, you could at least check on each on the byte response that, oh, this has come back like this, and you could see yourself what the byte response has and what the byte response is. I'm not sure if running this would tell you what the byte response returned is, but if it doesn't, then you at least know that you could replicate this with Mockito. It's not a bad thing, it's just I feel like that would have been a little bit better to do for test cases, especially if it's like, oh, you want people to identify what's wrong with that test a little bit easier, because then you'll have like you'll have a lot more in that test, but you'll be able to know what that test is doing, why it's doing it, and like each stage of that test, what is actually like asserting or arranging for that test to run correctly. So if something doesn't run correctly, you can say, okay, cool, maybe you haven't mocked this, or maybe you haven't set this up, or something like that, or you haven't accounted for this return here, so that it's a little bit more easier to debug. But for what this is, I think it's okay. It just means that you're probably gonna have to go into the actual like test route, not package, but the actual test route class, and then put debug or breakpoint lines there to see what's actually happening. It just depends on what you would prefer, right? But anyway, besides that, I think this is pretty good. Next time we are going to cover streaming data pipelines simplified, which is from what I can see, it's not that bad, not that long either way. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, enjoy the rest of your day, and peace.
We ain't gotta keep this on the low. Don't do it fast, we can take it slow.